So, Ryan, one of the other big things was the agency kickoff meeting. And do you want to talk a little bit about trying to link our marketing plan with production schedules? And I'm sure Brian will jump in on this a bit, too.
Sure. I mean, one of the big things we've been trying to do for the past, 3+ years is really figure out how marketing, and marketing being on the publishing side, and the development team can work more closely together, because when things aren't working well, you've got production milestones that don't link up to the marketing milestones. You've got assets that aren't ready, and without assets and without without demos and without opportunities to support the marketing of the game, it doesn't matter how good your game is, it's not going to necessarily break through the clutter. So one of the things that we've tried to do diligently is figure out how we could align a production schedule so it takes into account the key marketing milestones and we can plan accordingly. We know how long it takes to make a demo. We know how long it takes to make character renders. We know how long it takes to make screenshots and so forth. If we can build those timeframes into a production timeline that fits with when marketing can expect assets to do their job from the publishing side, then things go a lot more smoothly. And we've really been able to make progress with that this year. And one of the things we were able to do with that was we believe strongly in getting all the players together for a marketing campaign, like for a game marketing, whether it's the ad agency, the online firm, the media buying people, the PR people, viral people, whatever it might be, into one room, into one place, have the developers talk, because we're the ones truly that are closest to the brand, to the franchise, for us to talk about and get Brian up there as the creative director, like what are we trying to accomplish here creatively in the video game, and then we have the marketing folks, they present their own presentation on what are the campaign goals and so forth. We talk beforehand, make sure that all of our goals collectively between Sony and Insomniac are in line, and everybody hears the same message. Everybody hopefully can play off of each other and get fired up about what they're seeing, and they can ask all the questions they want to make sure that we're all moving in the same direction. So it makes a lot of sense. You have to have those meetings anyways, as most publishers know, with your agency. So why not have a central hub where it all starts, where you can have breakout meetings afterwards? So that's what we've been doing.
Yeah, it's a big puzzle in and of itself. You have the whole marketing and PR side and trying to get all your ducks in a row, and then we've got the production side where we're trying to get all of our ducks in a row, and then all of those ducks have to kind of work together.
It's a big pond.
Yeah.
It's a big pond.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, but it seems like it's going pretty well, and it's good to have everyone on the same page, and we've got the giant asset calendar, and we kind of have a clear vision, and I think it's going to be probably hopefully the most successful and integrated campaign we've had yet. So.
This will be the most integrated campaign we've had. It will be the most advanced in terms of scheduling, and I think that's going to pay off in terms of overall quality of what we're trying to do. And we have a big job to do. Like, really what we're trying to do with Ratchet and Clank Future is make sure that people know that yes, there are elements of the experience that are certainly the tried and true Ratchet and Clank, but at the same time, we're trying to introduce a lot of people to the franchise if they hadn't played it on PlayStation 2 and create, an experience that I think lives on its own as, what we said at Gamers Day, really the ultimate action adventure for not just people on the PS3, but for everyone, that this can just be a fantastic video game experience. And it doesn't have to just be about, it's the best experience on PS3. Like, we want to aim as high as we can, and we want the marketing to, reflect all the hard work that's going into making the game.
Cool. So, Brian, what's next? I mean, obviously it's, early May. It's middle May, I guess. Wow, man, this month's moving fast. Normally we'd have E3 right now.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're working on next is our E3 demo. And so that's what we'll actually be polishing and putting a lot of effort into. And in addition to that, of course, we got to build the rest of the game, and we're working towards an alpha deadline. That's where you have all of your content and stuff that's actually in the game, and you have to polish it from there. So we're polishing things a little bit early for this E3 demo, and then we need to finish the game. And at that point, you really get to kind of play through the whole thing, kind of see all of the pieces that are kind of connected together with, duct tape and gum, and then kind of work that stuff out and improve all the connections and make sure it feels like a big, solid game that, makes sense.
Yep.
And I can say that I think the E3 demo is going to be pretty cool. I'm excited to see where it's going to end up because it looks pretty good now, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, and we've been working on it, towards that goal for quite a while. With Gamers Day, it was something where, like I said, it was pretty touch and go. And it just so happens that we were very pleased with the focus test build, and we decided that we could, in fact, show something that we'd be proud of at Gamers Day. But all along, we've been focusing on making a more public appearance or debut for E3 in July. So what people will see there is something that's been on the schedule, something that's been a long, term destination for us. And I think that we're excited by where we're at right now, and we can't wait for people to see what we're really aiming for. Right.
Well, you got anything else as far as Ratchet and Clank Future goes for this week?
I think people are going to have a lot of stuff that they're going to get to watch. I guess
today,
Thursday,
should be plenty of coverage. I'm sure a lot of good discussions. But actually, there was one other thing I wanted to talk about. On IGN, we did talk about the fact that there's no multiplayer.
Yep.
Right.
And I just wanted to give you a chance to talk about that decision a little bit.
Sure. We really want to put all of our efforts into what we felt really made the whole franchise, what kicked off the whole franchise, and go back to our true roots on that. And that's just having a massive single-player adventure. And whenever you have to work on separate modes like co-op or multiplayer, you're taking time away, taking resources and people away from making this big single-player game. And so we thought that would suffer. And the majority of the people that play the Ratchet games play it for this big single-player adventure. And that's really where we felt we should put all of our efforts.
Yep. And what's been great to watch is, everybody on the board so far, Kotaku, NeoGAF, people seem to really be getting that. Honestly, I know, as James knows very, very well, both boards and other boards can certainly be a rough place, and they definitely call it like they see it. But from everything that we can see so far, it's safe to say like 9 out of every 10 posts so far has been very supportive of that, and they know where we're coming from. And it's not like this is a precedent. It seems other games are focusing on one aspect or the other. So it seems to actually we seem to be part of an emerging trend where before you had people trying online and trying to just fit everything into a game, and now people are trying to or developers are recognizing that maybe it's best to play to strength, a game's strengths, not necessarily to a developer's strengths, but to like what's best for that particular game.
Yeah, and there are some people who are big fans of online, Ratchet and Clank on our boards, and they're a little disappointed, but I think they also understand why we're doing it, and they're excited to see what the single player is. So
exactly.
Overall, I was scared to come into work that day, but it turned out that everyone was really positive about it. So.
This is also not to say that we're never ever going to do any kind of multiplayer ever again for Ratchet and Clank, but we felt for this particular title that this was the best move for us.
Absolutely.